Hey everybody, David Brody here in the CBN newsroom. Brody file analysis on the big FBI investigation. Hey, look, there's a couple things to think about. First of all, we do weather here at the Brody file. I don't know if you know that because the 10-day forecast, actually now 8-day forecast in for Hillary Clinton, and it looks to be cloudy with a chance of rain every day. And that pretty much is Hillary Clinton's forecast. Why? Because look, the reality is this FBI investigation is not going away. They've got 650,000 emails to pour over, and there are reports that they're going to do this quickly. But the reality is, how are you going to go through 650,000 emails in 8 days? Going to be very, very difficult. And so therefore, there is going to be this cloud over Hillary Clinton the next 8 days. And speaking of clouds, let's just go a step further for a moment. Let's say we wake up November 9th, and indeed, Hillary Clinton is president-elect of the United States. The last time I checked, this investigation would still be going on. There is a chance of an indictment actually post November 8th. That's a major issue for Hillary Clinton and her campaign. Here are a few other things to think about. A lot of folks, the Hillary Clinton campaign, very upset at James Comey for coming forward with this information. We know that the Justice Department indeed did not want him to come forward. Here's the problem with that. You've got a couple situations here that are at play. Number one, James Comey himself, if he didn't come forward now, would have looked horrible. As a matter of fact, the FBI obviously would have looked horrible if this information had leaked out November 9th and said that James found out all along that James Comey knew about this but did nothing of it. So as much as Hillary Clinton and her campaign is frustrated by this, the truth of the matter is how much more hurtful would this be to Hillary Clinton and a potential presidency of hers if this all came out after November 9th, because it would have looked that indeed like the system is rigged and corrupt, and that would have given Donald Trump even more fuel to say a few things after this election, which would have put a lot of folks in a real precarious situation. One other point before we leave you here with some Brody file analysis, and that is this. Do you notice that it's interesting? Hillary Clinton and her campaign team seem to always blame others for the problems that she herself seems to have created. For example, with the emails, whose fault is it? James Comey's fault. On the WikiLeaks situation, instead of it being seen some of the inner workings of the Clinton campaign and some of the things that we've seen go on, whose fault is it? It's Russia's fault. So it's either Russia, James Comey. Doesn't ever seem to really be Hillary Clinton's fault or the campaign's fault. And this, of course, is a big problem because this is what erodes confidence and trust in the voters in Hillary Clinton. The question now becomes this week, will it be enough to derail her? The reality is anywhere from 12 to 20 million. We're trying to figure that out. Roughly, there have been tens of millions of folks that have already voted. And so now we wait and see. Will it be enough for Donald Trump to pull it out on Election Day? The Trump campaign believes that they can make this work. They think this is a doable path. So they're going to actually go to some other Democrat states this week because look, the reality is they've got to do a couple things here. They've got to win all the battleground states, and then ultimately they really do need to pick up a Democrat state, that blue wall that we hear so much about. Hillary Clinton's blue wall, one of those states is Pennsylvania. The Trump campaign is trying to win Pennsylvania, but they also now want to play in other Democrat states, Michigan, Wisconsin, New Mexico. You're going to see that, Colorado as well, because if Pennsylvania doesn't work, they may have some other opportunities. Is it a tough shot for Donald Trump? Yes. Is it doable? Eminently. We'll see if it happens November 8th. David Brody here in the CBN newsroom. I'm out of breath for the Brody File.